Again, I have a song for you today and a little video from Sesame Street and a book by the same name. We'll do the song first.
16 and 16 are 32. 2 and 2 are 4. 4 and 4 are 8. 8 and 8 are 16. 16 and 16 are 32. Each worm, measuring the miracles. You and your arithmetic, you had probably gone far. Each worm, measuring the miracles. Seems to me you'd stop and see how beautiful they are.
All right. Oh, gotta shut out this off now. All right. So our book today has an inchworm in it. And I know Miss Karen read a book by the same author earlier in the week. This is called Inch by Leo Lionni. Do you see the little worm up there? And I know Karen talked about how the pictures were made in her version, in her book, Swimmy, and she thought it was painting or printing. And I think this is something where he used collage, where he took pieces of paper and glued it next to each other and maybe painted it as well. And you can see in the other pages, I'm just going to show you one where you would use different paper or fabric to make it look that way. So it's either painting or collage. I'm not sure which, but it could be either. But this one you could see the most, where the different leaves, where it might have been collage. All right, I'm going to start the book. It's about a small green inchworm. Inch by inch. That's a beautiful picture. One day a hungry robin saw an inchworm green as an emerald sitting on a twig. He was about to gobble him up. But he didn't, because if he did, it'd be a very short story. But it's not over yet. Here's the next page. Don't eat me. I am an inchworm. I am useful. I measure things. What else? Other things can you use to measure? You could use a ruler. If you were at school, you could use little Unifix cubes and see how many. You could use your feet to measure something. There's lots of things that you could use to measure. Is that so? Said the robin. Then measure my tail. Let's see how he's going to measure his tail. That's easy, said the inchworm. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 inches. Do you see the inchworm on the robin's tail? Just think, said the robin, my tail is 5 inches long, and with the inchworm, he flew to where other birds needed to be measured. Let's find out how much the other birds measure. And to measure something is to see how big it is. The inchworm measured the neck of what kind of bird is that? A flamingo. I bet that was a lot of inches. Let's find out if they tell us. Nope. He measured do you know what kind of bird that is? It's a toucan. He measured its beak. So he wanted to see how long that was. Oh my goodness. Look at that. And the legs of a heron. They're very long. And the tail of a bird called a pheasant. And a whole hummingbird. I was once at my nephew's ranch where he worked in Montana, and they had a hummingbird feeder. They're very tiny hummingbirds. One morning the nightingale met the inchworm. "Measure my song," said the nightingale. "But how can I do that?" said the inchworm. "I measure things, not songs." "Measure my song, or I'll eat you for breakfast," he said. Then the inchworm had an idea. "I'll try," he said. "Go ahead and sing." Do you recognize the leaves on here? It's some of the leaves that were on the front page. So let's find out if he can measure the song. I hope so. The nightingale sang and the inchworm measured away. So what is he measuring? That's right, he's measuring the leaves. He measured and measured. So I think he kept measuring with his body while the nightingale sang. That's a good way to do it, right? Inch by inch. Oh, there's one more page that's stuck in here. And he inched out of sight. So was he really measuring the song, or was he just trying to distract? So the bird wouldn't pay attention because he knew he really couldn't measure a song with his body. But that was a good story. Maybe you could try to measure something. If you have a ruler, you can measure it with a ruler, with cubes. You could take a pencil or a marker and line them up and measure something by that, or a straw or a Q-tip, anything you want, and just have fun with it. Okay, bye for now.